Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do some more pen work, and I decided that it would be fun to do some different types of things and apply them to our fall season, our fall theme. And so that's what we're going to do today, are a few things that you can add to your albums for this season of the year. I hope you like it. It was fun to put together for you. And yeah, it should be a fun lesson. Let's check out my workspace and we'll get started. Okay, so here's my desktop for today. Sorry about the glare from my lights, but I just have my dot tip and dual tip pens out here, most of them anyway. And we are going to play with some paper and pens today for our pretty penwork lesson. And I hope you'll forgive me for actually including some scraps of paper too, because I need them. So this first cute title is done just by using your scrap pieces of paper. So what I have here are 7 pieces from the recent autumn Cottage collection that came out, and these are meant to represent kind of little hangers. So I'm just going to, I cut these into 1.5 inch pieces. I'm just going to sort of lay them over each other a little bit here and there. I'm going to try to vary the ones that have more color and the ones that have a little bit maybe more subdued color, so that we have more of a variety. Again, these are just some scraps that I had from another, and I think I'm going to need to scooch these a little bit closer together. So these are just some scraps that I had from another layout that I did. And so let's see. We've got enough of those. Let's put this one on this end, and we'll put this one over on the other end. And again, you'll want to center this a little bit better when you do it for your album. And I would do that by choosing this center square and putting it right in the middle of your 12 by 12 page. This is meant to resemble the top of your 12 by 12 page. All right. Now what I'm going to do is just take my black double-sided pen, which I have to find because it's in the box. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to just take the black double-sided pen, and I'm going to use the narrow edge of that, and I'm going to trace around each one of these squares. When they overlap, I'm going to trace the one that's on top. You can see I've used this pen a lot. I probably need a new one. I have another one. Where is it? Let me get it, because this one is just not writing very well. Let's try this one, see if it does better. It does a better job. Aha, there we go. So this one is doing much better. Be careful when your pieces overlap. Just go slowly so that you don't have your papers dictate where the black line's going to go. Okay, so you're just gonna, wow, this one's not acting like it's got a lot of ink in it either. Maybe time for a new black pen. I have a hard time throwing them away though, which is why I have all these other ones that are still hanging around. Because I still feel like there's just a little bit of ink left, right? So if you're going to try to do this quickly, a fast way to do it might be to grab your zero centering ruler and use it to be able to keep your straight edge. Put it right along the edge, right on top of the paper. The only issue that I have with this is that it makes it harder to see where the ends of the paper are. So that can be a little bit of a hazard. Okay, so once you have all of these outlined, then you're going to go back there we go. Okay, so then you're going to go back in and you're going to add 2 little dots at the top, kind of right in the middle, about 3/8 of an inch apart from one another. About 1/8 of an inch from the edge or so. Like that. Then you're going to come back in with your fine liner, fine pen, and you're going to just draw like you're drawing a hanger. This is where your straight edge is going to come in very handy, because then you can make those angles match just right. And you just want to make them kind of look like they're hanging on the wall. This is a fun way to use up your scrap papers in a creative way. I don't like to throw paper away, but I've had to kind of get used to the fact that I don't use my little scraps as much as I probably should. So there we go. Now they all look like they're hanging on the wall. Now you're going to go ahead and cap that thin fine line marker, and you're going to come in here with your thick lined marker, and this one right here in the middle is going to be, you're going to write a V, or you could use this for any theme, but the purpose of most of the work I'm going to do today is for fall. So you're just going to write your letters carefully. With that bold marker, I love that. The bold marker just really sets it off. If you're worried about your writing, just channel your best kindergarten teacher impression. You'll do fine. All right, and that is a version of this. Okay, you can do a little bit more if you want to. You can come in here and you can add a stitch around the outside, which I think is super cute, to just add a little dotted line inside the edge of your papers. Make it go all the way around. So this does take a little bit of time, but I think in the end it gives it a really cute appeal, especially at harvest time. I'm not going to do the whole thing right here for you, but you get the idea, right? I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. All right, so that's one option. Another option and fun thing to do is to create a banner. Now, if you've never created a banner before, you may be nervous about this, but I'm going to show you that it's just super easy. So use your ruler and decide how wide of a banner you want to make. Okay, I'm going to make a banner that's going to be roughly 4 inches. Well, let's go with maybe, no, I think I'm going to go with 4. We'll go with 4. All right, so I'm going to find my 4-inch marks that I'm going to follow. I'm going to draw a straight line. All right, then I want to decide how wide I want the banner to be. In this case, I'm going to make this banner, let's make it 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and I'm going to line it back up so that my inch markers are in the same place, and I have it at 4 inches, and I'm going to draw another line at 4 inches. Okay, so I have 2 parallel lines 3/4 of an inch apart. All right, now I'm going to come to the side here and I'm just going to connect them. So I'm going to make my paper straight, and then that way I can use the lines that are on my table to help me keep my ruler straight. Okay, that ought to be good. I'm going to connect those. Come over here and we'll connect these two. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to come in here and find about the halfway mark. Okay, I'm going to once again line up my 4-inch lines, whichever lines I'm using to measure my 4 inches, and I'm just going to place the center of my ruler down the middle of my box. Okay, then I'm going to come up here to the top and I'm going to extend this out another, let's say 1.25 inches. And I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. I'm going to extend it out 1.25 inches. Okay? Then I'm going to come down, let's flip this around so that I can make an appropriate measurement. I'm going to line up those extended lines 3/4 of an inch from the edge of my ruler. Okay, so these line extensions are on the 3/4 inch mark. Then I'm going to also need to make sure my 4-inch lines are on there. Okay, then I'm going to come up here and do another extended line out 1.25 inches, and let's see, needs to start where this one ends and then go in another 1/2 inch. So the line itself ends up being 1.75 inches. Okay, so we're going to start a 1/2 inch inside the box and go all the way to the end where this line ends, right? So this line here is 1.25 inches, and this line here is 1 3/4 inches. Okay, all right. Now we're going to come back in here and we're going to make sure our paper is straight. We're going to come in here and we're going to line up with that longer line and just draw straight up to the box. All right, then we're going to come over here and do the same thing. We're going to line it up and we're going to just draw straight up to the box. Okay? With me so far? All right, then we are going to take our ruler and we're going to connect this corner with the lower corner of the banner box. Okay, when you're using a fat marker, you want to compensate for the width of the marker so that your lines don't go outside the width of the marker. We're going to do like that, and we're going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. We're going to connect those two corners, the base of the box with the extension on the bottom. All right, now we're going to color those triangles in. Like that. Okay. Then, and you could do this part freehand if you want to, but you're going to go ahead and create the little flag portion of the end of your ribbon, your banner ribbon. So you're just going to make a little notch. Nice and easy. This part doesn't have to be super accurate, but it does need to meet in the middle and meet on the end. So you can make it however you like. Okay? Now we're going to decorate this cute little banner, and we're just going to make some pumpkins. Okay? So for right now, we're going to come in here, we're just going to freehand a little line that curves and another little line up here that curves. We're going to do the same thing over on this side. A little line that curves, another little line that curves. All right, too easy so far? Then you're going to come in here and you're going to do the same thing, only these curves are going to be connected at the top. Almost like an oval. Okay, like that. Okay, then you're going to come up here to this curve and you're going to make it a little bit curvier and make it connect to the middle. Like that. Okay? How are you doing? Hopefully that's not too hard. Alright, then we're going to come in here and we're going to do like that. A little wave and then connect it with the bottom. Over here, the same thing, only we're going to go up and a little wave and connect it to the pumpkin. Then we're going to go up from about here and just draw some lines in. Okay. And here, let's see. Here we're going to start here and go up. Just so that we have a little bit different one. Okay. Now we're going to draw up and down, make a little circle on the top, like that. And this one is going to get a leaf. And this one's going to get a leaf. Because those are apples. Okay, so then we are going to grab our red pen, the fat end of our red pen, and we're just going to come in here and kind of shade this just a little, and shade this one just a little. And this is meant to be rough. You don't have to make it perfect. It's just to give the idea or the thought of some color, right? So then we're going to come in here with our orange and do the same thing with our pumpkins. And rather than going like this the whole way down, which you could conceivably do, I encourage you to kind of follow the shape of the pumpkin when you add these lines. I feel like it adds to the idea that this is a curved pumpkin. Okay, now you can also come back in here with some green and add a little bit of green to the stems, even though most of the stems are going to be kind of brown. The leaves are green. Stems can be green too. That works. Okay, if you wanted to, you could come up with another shape to put right there in the middle. If we had made these longer, these ribbons out here, you could say thankful, grateful, blessed, or the equivalent thereof on the banner, which would be really cute, I think. Or you could color the banner yellow, or do this on yellow paper even. There's all kinds of options that you could do for a banner like that. You can say, I could say Spillman Thanksgiving for my family, and then use that as my title for my page. Just lots of fun. All right, and then you could also do a lot of these things with your chalking pen. So if you have a chalking pen like this, you can use black paper, or you can use another color, maybe a dark forest green paper, and you could come in here with your chalking pen, and please excuse me, but I have to try this out in the corner because I have not used my chalking pen for a bit. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting fluid, and I am, which is awesome. So you could make a cute border by simply drawing your holly and your berries on here. So if you're not sure how to draw holly and berries, I'm going to show you. You start with a point and you do a little swoop, and another 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 swoop. Okay? Then you come back in and you do one going the opposite direction, and another one going the opposite direction. These are not going to look perfect. They're not meant to look perfect. So swoop, swoop, swoop. You can see them starting to show up, which is so fun. It's like using one of those invisible markers, which is so fun. Okay, and then you're going to come back in here and you're going to just make some dots. And then I always like to kind of add a little dot on the end as well. So as that starts to show up, you'll get the idea. And you want to come back in here with the finer side of that chalking pen, the more narrow side. Oop. And you're going to just draw a little line inside that leaf, which will give it a little bit of dimension, a little bit more like that. Okay, so that's always fun to do, and when you're using your chalking pen on black or on navy or dark green, or even I think it works okay on cranberry as well. That makes a cute little border that you can put all the way around your page or underneath your title, or you know, lots of different things like that. There's another cute border that you can do, which I'm going to just go ahead and demonstrate using the chalking pen just because I have it out and in my hand. This one, you come in and you just make some swoops. So come over, make some loops. Okay, down your page or across your page. All right, so just some loops. Then you're going to come back in, and you can do this vertically or you can do it sideways, whatever makes you happy. But you're just going to draw your hearts using that center line as your center for your heart. Try not to make them look like leaves. If you practiced what we did in our last, or one of the last pen lessons, you might be tempted to make your hearts look like leaves, which is what I was doing when I first started this, practicing for this lesson. And it doesn't look the same when it looks like a leaf instead of a heart, so just try hard to make it look like it's a heart. Okay, then you can even go back and you can color these in. So that it's obvious, more obvious. That one maybe is better with pens rather than the chalk, but it just sort of depends on what effect you're going for. And I would leave a little more space in between them if you can. I didn't have a lot of space to work with here with this particular one. All right, well, that's enough, I think, for this particular lesson in Penwork, but I hope that I hope this has been inspiring for you, and I hope that it is something that you can use to jazz up your holiday layouts of Thanksgiving and all of those special pictures of all of your loved ones. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Enjoy your day.